Okay, so let us proceed. On the methods to determine heart action and circulation to determine if there is a sign of death. So we just ended here on the application of heat on the skin. No, so that is very basic. No, you can do that again if you to determine if someone is dead or alive. So for living, if you introduce heat, example, you use lighter or a lighted candle, if you expose it in the skin, for a living person, there will be blister formation. But for a dead, it will not produce true blister. No? Pwedeng masunog yan, but there is no blister. No? So another is palpation of the radial pulse with fingers. Okay? So for living, no, it will feel the rhythmic pulsation of the vessel due to the flow of blood. Yeah. For dead, no such pulsation will be observed. Another method is the use of the dropping of melted wax. Ang candle, pwede mong gamitin din yan. No? Nagme-melt din yan. So melted sealing wax is dropped on the breast, yeah, of a person. Yeah. Kasi very sensitive yan. No? Yung breast natin. So therefore, pag mo dinap yung melted sealing wax, no, for dead, there will be no inflammation, no? Edema at the neighborhood, it drop, no? At the moment you drop the melted wax. Okay? So that is all about the first sign of death on the cessation of heart action and cessation of heart action and circulation. Okay?
Kaya, sa mata ni, grip mo. Tomboy ka no. Tomboy.
Okay.
Ulit ka manin kami na.
Next is cessation of respiration. No? Cessation of respiration. Naayos ko lang to.
Badeg.
Okay.
Mute dictates tayo.
So, in the cessation of respiration, yung paghinga naman ito, there must be a continuous and persistent, meaning na talagang based on your observation, there is continuous and persistent cessation of respiration. You know, a person can hold his breath for a period not longer than 3 to 5 minutes. So maximum of 5 minutes. Pag 6 minutes na yan at wala pa siyang paghinga, then you can consider that there is cessation of respiration. But again, as we discussed a while ago, no, meron tayong tinatawag na death under suspended animation, no? Baka lagyan mo ng formalin yan, ipakarbonel mo, yun pala is he is just in the state of death under suspended animation. Nahimatay lang pala. So you have to consider that. But normally, 3 to 5 minutes, 5 minutes maximum, that is the time that a normal person can hold his breath. Longer that time is you may die. So in the following condition, there may be suspension of respiration for the yan yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? Yeah. Okay.
Ano na eh.
Body dyan, Mark.
Sayang.
Yeah. So there are reasons na nakakaroon ng suspension of respiration without death ensuing, no? So in a purely voluntary act as divers, yan, yung mga yan, they can hold their breath for more than 5 minutes. In some peculiar condition, yan, nakakaroon ng stroke respiration. In case of apparent drowning, yan, yung mga drowning, then newborn infants, no? Yeah. Okay? So, third sign of death is cooling of the body. Yan. Kaya sometimes, pag hinawakan mo yung tao at very cool, yan, pwedeng sign of death yan. No? So again, cooling of the body, that is algor mortis. Do not forget, algor mortis, livor mortis, and rigor mortis. No? Those are basic terms and signs and post-mortem changes that you have to remember that you may deal in the conduct of investigation, especially death investigation. So cooling of the body, no more heat is produced after death, and the body continuously lost its body temperature. Yeah. The fall of temperature of 15 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit is considered as a certain sign of death. On the other hand, post-mortem ito. Ang post-mortem caloricity and cooling of the body, they are somewhat different. What is post-mortem caloricity? It is the rise of temperature of the body after death due to rapid and early putrefactive changes or some internal changes. Okay? Ito namang balik opposite ng cooling of the body after death. No? After death, no, biglang uminit yung temperature ng dead person, no? Huwag mong sabihin buhay na buhay yan. We call it post-mortem caloricity. Babagsak din ang kanyang temperature, then go proceeding to cooling of the body. Okay? So do not forget that. Loss of motor power is one sign of death. Yan, action. Loss of action. Okay? Kahit tusok-tusukin mo yan ng knife, stab him how many times, wala na yung pakiramdam. Hindi na yan magre-respond, no? So after that, or kahit magsali-salita ka, no, hindi na yan gumagalaw, okay? Because there is loss of motor power, okay? So after that, no kind of a stimulus is capable of voluntarily body motion. Hindi na yan gumagalaw, okay? The next is loss of sensory power. Yan, you should know your senses. Of course, hindi na yan nakakakita, nakakarinig, and other sensory power. Okay, there is already a permanent loss of them, no? So kahit kahit anong gawin mo, hindi na siya nakaka-sense. Okay? Then kaya yung mga iba diyan na hindi nakaka-sense kung anong dapat gawin, yan. You consider that. Then change in the skin. So pag ang isang tao namatay after death, no, this sign of death, change in the skin, no. So I hope some of you were able to see, no, ang change in the skin pag namatay na yung tao after death, no. Kaya itong mga to, these are post-mortem changes. At the same time, these are signs of death, no. So the skin may be pale and waxy, yan, due to the absence of blood circulation. Yan. Kasi wala nang blood circulation. Tingnan niyo yung tao na walang dugo or yung mga anemic, no? Kulang ng dugo. Yan. Okay? There is also loss of elasticity, no, of the skin, no, opacity and no inflammatory reaction, no, of the skin on the application of heat. Yan. Then next is change in and about the eye. Okay? Yan. Okay, change in about the eye. So mata naman ito. Pag titignan mo ang mata ng isang patay, you will see some changes compared sa buhay. Kung tignan nyo yung pera natin, yung mga portrait, no, sa mga paper bill natin, ang isang indication that your paper money is or paper bill is genuine is pag tignan mo yung mata, tumitingin din sa'yo yung portrait. In other words, live yung kanyang mata, yung portrait. At ang isang indication, pag iyan ay fake or counterfeit, pag tignan mo yung mata ng portrait, parang patay. Ibig sabihin, hindi yan sumusunod ng tingin sa'yo. No? Dead eyes. Okay? So there is loss of the corneal reflex, clouding of the cornea. No? Placidity of the eyeball. Yan. And the optic disc shows atrophy. And a black spot may be found in the cornea. Okay? So do not forget that. Those are the common signs of death that you could identify. Next are the changes in the body following death. Yan. Changes in the body following death. So these are post-mortem changes. Post-mortem, hindi ante-mortem, no? Post-mortem. So changes in the body following death. Number one is changes in the muscle. The following are the 3 stages after death in the muscle. First stage, so there are 3, no? 3 stages on the changes in our muscle. Ayan. Okay? Oh. First stage of primary flaccidity. Ano ang nangyayari dyan? The pupils are dilated, yung mata. Sphincters relax with incontinence in the urination and defecation. That is defecation. No? Kaya sometimes pag kapapatay na ng tao after death, ang ginagawa ng in the old times, nilalagyan ng what is that? Sinisil sila ng object, yung anus, anal opening ng isang patay kasi nagkakaroon na ng looseness. Pag hindi mo yan naglagyan, baka maglabas yan ng kanyang defecation or urination. No? Maglulus na lahat yan pagkamatay ng tao. Then, cadaveric rigidity, that is the next stage. No? So, nag-relax. Next is cadaveric rigidity or rigor mortis. Now, what is rigor mortis? Again, that is the stiffening of the body. Stiffening of the body. The whole body becomes rigid due to muscular construction which develops 3 to 6 hours after death and may last for 24 to 36 hours. Yan ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, pag nasa crime scene ka at there is rigor mortis, matigas-tigas pa yung bangkay, then you can estimate the duration of death. Kung ilang araw or ilang oras na siyang patay, you can approximate it with the use of rigor mortis. Because it says here, 3 to 6 hours, nagde-develop na ang rigor mortis. Kaya pag 1 hour, 30 minutes ago, hindi pa yan tumitigas. No? So, 3 to 6 hours, mag-umpisa na yung titigas, magkakaroon ng rigor mortis. At it will last up to 36 hours. So, pwede mong masabi na patay yung tao 3 hours ago, 6 hours ago, or 36 hours ago. Yan, maximum yan. Kasi of course, lahat ng titigas, babalik din yan at lalambot yan. Kaya pag lumambot na yung matigas, then yan yung tinatawag nating putrefaction. Pag malambot na yung katawan, pag hinawakan mo at very soft, nag-uumpisa ng nagiging soft na yan, pag hawak mo, pumapasok na yung kamay mo, then there is already the start of the so-called putrefaction or the composition of the body. Okay? Yan. So, tingnan nyo, pag namatay ang tao, after death, ang unang mangyayari sa muscle, maglulusen lahat. No? Then after na naglusen, there is rigidity or stiffening. Then after stiffening, after 36 hours or more, then it will start the so-called stage of secondary flaccidity. Yan. Stage of secondary flaccidity or the so-called commencement or putrefaction. Commencement of putrefaction or decomposition. Yan. So I hope alam niya, decomposition. So the muscle are no longer capable of responding to mechanical or electrical stimulus. Okay? So itong cadaveric spasm, pag nakikita nyo, no, you have to distinguish it with rigor mortis. Ang rigor mortis, buong katawan ang titigas yan. The muscles of the whole body. Ang cadaveric spasm, no, a certain part only, no? Kung ano ang huling na experience at nagawa ng isang tao o reaction ng isang tao. Pwedeng pag nakita mo yung tao na patay is nakaisim, yung kanyang lips is naka-smile, no? Magandang smile, then yan ang kanyang huling ginawa. Yan ang last action of his muscle or her muscle na ngumiti siya bago siya namatay. Yung kanyang lips pag sinabing spasm, that is still stiffening, tumigas. Or tinaas niya yung kamay niya bago siya namatay. Yan. Dinerte finger niya yung suspect. Then namatay na siya, nakatayo pa rin yung kanyang dirty finger. That yung portion na yon, yung kanyang finger, that is the cadaveric spasm. So a certain part of the body only nakakaroon ng cadaveric spasm. But alam nyo, ang cadaveric spasm, it is very useful to determine the last action and possible action of the victim before death. Okay? Another change is in the changes in the blood. Yeah, changes in the blood. So of course, sabi ko nga kanina, no, pag namatay ang tao, magi-stop yung circulation of the blood. No? That's why there are changes in the blood. No, ang blood naman yan liquid yan na nagsi-circulate. No? Actually, ang kulay ng blood is green, no, sa loob, no? Kaya pag tignan niyo, pag maputi ka, tignan mo yung veins mo, hindi naman red ang nakikita mo, green, no? But anyway, ang blood is liquid, no? At ang blood pag na-expose, or other circumstances, nagbabago yan. So that's why there are changes in the blood. First is coagulation. Yan. Coagulation of the blood, it is promoted by stasis or slowing of the blood circulation. Blood, however, may remain fluid inside the blood vessels for 6 to 8 hours. Yan. So pag fluid pa yung kanyang dugo, hindi pa siya masyadong na-coagulate or nag-stop, no? Then 6 to 8 hours ago pa siya namatay. Okay, so you can use that also to estimate the time of death. So 6 to 8 hours after death, the blood in the veins remain fluid. So I hope you know what is fluid. The next is postmortem lividity. What is the other term for postmortem lividity? Livor mortis. Postmortem sagilation. Tatlo yan. This occurs in the most dependent part. No, kailan nag-occur ang postmortem lividity? No? Yan yung pagkumpol. Ang mga dugo natin, pag namatay ka, no, babagyak yan sa mga organs mo, sa mga dependent organs mo. At saka, kaya pag tignan mo yung brain, yung lungs, yan, nag-accumulate doon lahat yung dugo. No? Then, sabi ko last time, kung saan ang lower part of your body, kung saan ka nakaposition during and after your death, no? Doon babagsak din yung dugo mo. Kaya nakakaroon ng reddish or petechiae, no? Reddish discoloration yung skin mo, no? Yan. Okay? So, pag nakakaroon ng reddish discoloration, example, nakataob kang namatay, lahat ng dugo mag-accumulate dito sa stomach mo, at nagre-reddish yan, no? Ibig sabihin, that is the coagulated blood, no? Doon bumagsak, no? Kaya kahit baliktarin ng tao, example, merong magtamper sa crime scene, kahit baliktarin yan or igalawin, makikita mo pa rin yan kung nagalaw o hindi yung body of the victim. Kasi hindi yan basta mawawala, no? Kasi kung saan ang lower part, doon babagsak, no? Nakakaroon ng postmortem lividity. Okay? So do not forget that. This occurs in the most dependent areas of the body between 3 to 6 hours after death. After clotting has occurred, yan, pag magkumpol na yung dugo, pag na-clot na yan, just imagine yung pag nag-party ka ng manok, no, nilagay mo yung dugo sa isang container, after 2 minutes, 3 minutes, na-clot yan, nagiging matigas-tigas na yan, no, from liquid to solid. So after clotting has occurred or blood has substantially diffused in the body tissues, yan yung organs, a change in the position of the body will not alter the position of the postmortem lividity. Yan. Livor mortis. Tuloy natin. Livor mortis occurs in the internal organs. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina. Ang dugo babagsak sa lungs, intestine, mag-accumulate yan, at saka sa brain. Kaya pag mag-autopsy, makikita yung ulo, may mga dugo-dugo doon. Okay? And also, it so occurs in the most dependent parts of the body. Yung most dependent part na sinasabi dyan is, kung nakahiga kang namatay, ang dependent part mo, the lowest part of your body is yung likod mo, because yan ang nakababa. Okay? At dyan mag-accumulate ang blood. Kaya pag tinignan mo, tinaas mo yung damit, nakikita mo may reddish discoloration. Or merong petechiae. Reddish dots. Yan yung dugo. Okay. Then third change of the body following death is the so-called autolytic or autodigestive changes. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina. Dahil nag-lose na yung muscle, no? Pwedeng magkaroon ng automatic na pwedeng maihi yung tao na namatay, or pwedeng mag-deficit na tawag dyan, defecate, no? Yan. Kaya ang ginagawa, yan. Sabi ko nga, nang nakita ko in the olden times in Ifugao, sinisilsilan yung anus so that hindi mag-lose yung kanyang bowel movement. Okay? Next is, of course, the fourth change in the body. Yan, ang pinakahuling nangyayari sa katawan after death is the so-called putrefaction. No? Putrefaction of the body, or in a simple term, the composition of the body. Yeah. So putrefaction is the breaking, no? Breaking down of the complex proteins into simpler components. Alam nyo naman na siguro kung paano mag-decompose ang body. Yan. Okay? No. Pag inabutan mo yung body of the victim at the crime scene na nasa stage of putrefaction, pag tanungin ka ang investigator, ilang araw na ngatang patayan. Then, using your knowledge in legal medicine, it has been mentioned in legal medicine that putrefaction starts in what stage, in what day, in what hour. Yan. So tignan niyo yan. Yan. Okay? Pag 1 month na yan or more, skeletonized na yung katawan. 1 month. So pag nakita mo, skeleton na lang ang meron, that is 1 month or more siyang namatay. Yan. Pag nag-uumpisa na yan, whole body swollen, tissues soft discolored, nag-uumpisa na yan within 72 hours. Yan. Mag-decompose. Except naman yung mga nalagyan ng formalin that is already preserved. No? Okay? So tissue changes in putrefaction. No? Paano mo malaman that there is putrefaction? There is false smelling of gases. So tissues changes in putrefaction, changes in the color of the tissue. Nagkakaroon ng greenish color, greenish brown. Yeah. Evolution of gases in the tissues, kaya may amoy. Okay? Effects of the pressure of gases of putrefaction, displacement of blood, bloating of the body, fluid coming out of the both nostrils and mouth. Yan ang mga nangyayari during putrefaction. No? Yan. And floating of the body. Kaya pag yung mga victims of drowning, nag-float na yan if they are on the stage of putrefaction. Okay? So liquefaction of soft tissue also is done during putrefaction. Kaya unti-unti na yung nagle-liquefy hanggang sa kainin ng organisms, then may skeletonized na yan. Completely decomposed pag skeletonized na. Okay? Alright, so again, 10 minutes is coming. That is the last time. So before I end, factors modifying the rate of putrefaction. Ito yung mga pwedeng magpabagal or magpabilis ng putrefaction. Internal factors is age, condition of the body. Yan. Tingnan nyo dyan. Unemaciated, yung mga, alam nyo yung mga butot balat, no? Na tao, at the time of death will decompose is lower than a well-nourished individual. No, skinny person have more tendencies to decompose. No, cause of death, yan, trauma. Example, yung mga maraming tama ng bala, sugat, yan yung mga madaling ma-decompose. External factors, free air. Air may hasten evaporation of the body. Kaya pag may free air yan, no, pwedeng mamamify yung tao or dead body. Earth naman sa soil, dry, sandy soil promotes mummification. The greater the depth of the body is buried, the better the preservation. Yan, kasi nakaano yan, tago. Of course, pag nasa water or watery area yung body, then basically that will promote the fast putrefaction. Okay? And clothing also, clothing retard decomposition because it affords protection from insect and aids a deposure formation because of clothing. Okay, so a chronological sequence of the putrefactive changes occurring in tropical regions like the Philippines, and rigor mortis occurs in 12 hours. No, rigor mortis absent all over, greenish discoloration over whole abdomen. Yan, nag-start na yung kanyang putrefaction 24 hours. Ova or flies seen. Yan, meron ng mga flies 48 hours. Whole body grossly swollen and disfigured. Yan, talagang inaagnas na yan. No? Then 72 hours, that is 3 days. Then soft viscera putrefied. Yan. Yung mga soft part of the body, nawawala na talagang completely putrefied or decomposed 1 week. Only more resistant, distinguishable soft tissues large gone. Yan. Yung mga lahat na ng mga malalaking organs, nagde-decompose na. Then in 1 month or more, body is skeletonized. So ang issue dyan, pag skeletonized na yung victim at the crime scene, then you can say that he was dead a month ago or more than 1 month. Okay? So chronological sequence of the putrefactive changes when the body has been submerged in water. Yan. Yung mga victims of drowning or yung mga tinapon sa tubig. 4 to 5 days, very little changes if water is cold. Rigor mortis may persist 4 to 5 days. But for 5 to 7 days, the skin on the hands and feet becomes sodden and bleached. Yan. And the face appears softened and has a faded white color. Okay? Factors influencing floating of the body in water. Bodies of fully developed and well nourished, newly born infants float rapidly. Yan. Okay? Sex naman, women float sooner than men. So mas nauna ang men na mag-float. Condition of the body, stout person float quicker. Yan, yung mga matataba, mas maagang mag-float yan. Season of the year, the moist hot air summer is very favorable for putrefaction. Pag mainit-init, talagang, pag mainit-init, mas mabilis ang putrefaction. Dead body floats in a shallow and stagnant water, creek or pond, sooner than in deep water in running streams. Okay? Order of putrefaction. When body is in water, face, neck, and sternum, shoulder, arms, abdomen, legs. Yan yung, ano ang maunang mag-putrefy or ma-decompose? Pag ang katawan is nasa water, ang una is face. Yan, pag nasa water yan. Okay? So, special modification of putrefaction. Di ba? Sabi natin, pag mag-putrefy, ma-decompose, lahat ng organs and tissues of the body, mawawala yan because of the work of organism, kinakain yan hanggang maubos, then the end is skeletonized. No? Skeletonized. Okay? But, may instances na hindi nangyayari yung skeletonized, no? Because these are the special modification of putrefaction. Mummification is one. Nakakaroon ng mummification. I know you know that. Kind of mummification is natural. The body will become dehydrated. And yung artificial is with the use of preservatives and other chemicals. Okay? Yan ang artificial. Next is saponification. Sapon is sabon, no? A condition where the fatty tissues of the body are transformed to soft brownish white substance known as adipocere. Yan. Factors influencing adipocere formation, state of health before death. Okay? Time interval between death and burial. Fit, effect of coffin, presence of clothing, type of soil, access of air, and after burial and mass grave. Yan. And the third is maceration. Ito is applicable sa mga fetus na namamatay inside the womb of the body. Nagkakaroon ng maceration, no? The softening of the tissues when in a fluid medium, yan. Absence of putrefactive microorganism kasi nasa loob yan, which is frequently observed in death of fetus in uterus. That is maceration. Okay? 3 minutes remaining. Special kinds of death, judicial death, no? And this is lawful because this is judicial. But in the Philippines, there is no judicial death, no? Yan, yung mga yan. This is allowed by law. Okay? Itong euthanasia, this is not allowed in the Philippines. Not allowed. This is tantamount to murder. Yan, euthanasia is not allowed. That is called mercy killing. Yan. Yung mga tao na talagang incurable, no? Talagang wala ng pag-asa na mabuhay pa. Sa ibang countries, they do euthanasia para hindi na mahirapan pa. Kaya tinawag na mercy killing. But again, in the Philippines, that is a crime. So there are two types: active euthanasia. Yan yung talagang sinadya mong turukan o bigyan ng no, para mamatay siya. Yung passive euthanasia, no? Yan yung example, hayaan mo na lang siya, wag mong bigyan ng gamot niya or wag mong pakainin para unti-unti na mamatay siya. That is passive euthanasia. So ways of euthanasia, yan, pakibasa na lang yan because we have no time so that I will take your attendance. So another 50 points. So dalawa, So 50 kanina, yung mga wala kanina, wala. Then another 50 for the second session. Okay? Ways of performing euthanasia. Yan. Yan. Suicide is one special kind of death. No, but yan, that is not a crime. But again, as investigators, ang suicide pwedeng maging murder or homicide, no? At saka pag nag-investigate ka ng suicide, no? Sinisigurado mo na ang suicide is hindi murder, that hindi homicide. Okay? Yan. But assisting suicide is a crime, no? Okay? We will discuss later, no? Yan. Sa suicide, ang isang number one na basis that is suicide is there is a suicide note. Yan. Pag binaril niya yung sarili niya, dapat hawak-hawak niya yung baril or dapat malapit sa kanya. Okay? All right. So that is suicide. Then death from starvation. Yan yung mga hindi pinakain, then they die. Pakikibasa na lang yan kasi wala na namang oras. Yan. Okay? So yan muna ang topic natin. And be safe always, and let me check your attendance. All right. Kasi wala na ng oras. Okay, so be good always, no? There will be a time for us to meet each other, no? So let me take a picture of your attendance while we have seconds remaining. So, you see this.
Sir.
Okay. All right. So once again,